Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the new movie, Hamnet. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider liking and subscribing. That way maybe one day I can have enough money to spend most of my time acting in Shakespeare plays locally. I'm a really big fan of Shakespeare and this movie looked intriguing to me, so I had to check it out. But instead of talking about the 6 things that make a movie great, I'm just going to share my spoiler-free thoughts on the film. This movie centers around the character of William and his life as he marries Agnes, has multiple children, and is trying to provide for them. He ends up taking a job in London, which pulls him away from his family, which makes this movie almost solely focus on Agnes raising the children. And so essentially that's what this movie turns into, is just watching people live life and experience really hard things. Then tragedy strikes and we see these characters come to the end of themselves. Now, in a nutshell, this movie is basically about the making of Hamlet, and it includes some non-fiction facts and some fictional / not really sure if it happened bits of information to create this story. And I think that Chloe Zhao did a good job putting those pieces together. However, I gotta be honest with you guys, about 3/4 of this movie was painfully slow, dull, vague, and boring. Now, the art students in the comments may say, "But Peter, it's beautiful." And I would say that's in the eye of the beholder. But that final scene in the movie is so powerful. It definitely is one of the most emotional scenes that I have seen in a long time, and I was crying. But the question is the journey you go on to get there worth it? And with a runtime of just over 2 hours long, honestly, I don't know. I'm really glad that I saw the final scene, but man alive, it was painful to get there. I found myself comparing the pacing of this movie to Gretel and Hansel, which was very visually raw, but otherwise very uninteresting and boring. Now, I will say that Jessie Buckley, I think, did a fantastic job in this film, but I will say on the other hand that I really did not like Paul Mescal's performance. On the other hand, I'm running out of hands here, Noah Jupe's performance in the final scene of this movie was brilliant. I mean, the whole scene was amazing, but his performance really helped glue everything together. Watching the emotional responses on his face as he's seeing things happen and realizing that what he's performing holds so much more weight than he fully realizes in the moment, I get chills just thinking about that, which makes trying to rate this movie extremely challenging. Now, some more basic stats for this movie is that it's rated PG-13, there's a very mild bit of profanity, and just some very raw, mature, and sometimes dark themes discussed and seen on screen. But let me tell you, you definitely feel that 2-hour runtime. So with all those areas considered, I have to give Hamnet a 7 out of 10. And almost all of it comes from the final scene of the movie. But with all that in mind, I can only recommend watching this movie in theaters if you have an extreme amount of patience to get to the final scene. But I'll leave that decision up to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen Hamnet, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Do you think the final scene of this movie is worth sitting through the first hour and 45 minutes? As always, I appreciate your love and support, and I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one.